Well, folks, I didn't honestly expect to be back here on Northumberland County Corruption, but I am. Some of you will remember that I've been having a 6-year nightmare with Homes Northumberland over repairs to the social housing unit that I rent. And last year, things came to a head after I started this YouTube channel, and a troubleshooter was dispatched to sort things out called Louise Landreth. And I was told that it was new management, new broom, customer focused, all this sort of thing. She appeared to be willing to sort out all the problems. One of the major problems was repairing the floors in the property. The plan was agreed, involving a robot that goes under the floor and sprays insulation all over the place, which was not very disruptive at all. I checked it out on the internet, it's kosher, so that was okay. We agreed the correct time of the year because I'm severely disabled, my condition's affected seasonally, and I can only engage with major disruption in spring really. So it was agreed that we would do it at that time of the year, and I'd get plenty of notice so I could prepare and clear the space, etc. So we appeared to be moving in the right direction, so I acquiesced and decided to stop posting videos to give the new management a chance to settle in and sort themselves out and get the ball rolling. So I stopped posting videos, and I remained in contact with this troubleshooter because there were various other things that were going to be repaired. So the back door was replaced, which should have been done a year earlier, so it wasn't a new thing. The front door was repaired, but that wasn't much cop. I had to finish it myself, and a few other things. And as soon as I stopped posting videos, the wheels started to fall off the bike a little bit. The troubleshooter started trying it on, for want of better words. So we had a plan to a plan to get an independent inspector in to look at the fire, to assess the work that I'd done with a view to giving me the money back. But that turned out to be a bit of a scam. I'll make a full video about that when I get to the other side of what's happening at the moment. We had them trying to get social services involved for no good reason. I'll make a full video about social services, but suffice to say they weren't getting involved to come out to bat for me, that's for sure, so I rejected that. Then we had the what's called the MS Sorrel plan, which if you watch videos 1, 2 and 3, the early ones, that explains what that thing was all about. The troubleshooter, Louise Landreth, tried to serve that plan back up to me as some sort of new plan that had been brainstormed and devised to solve everything, when really it was just the same old guff. So I rejected that. And then, as anybody could have seen, with the central heating breaking down every 2 weeks, the heat pump, that it was going to break down in winter. It was obvious they were just doing the same repair over and over again and expecting a different result. So of course it broke down in winter, which means I went on overdrive and started emailing councillors and copying people into emails, and pointed out that the buck stops with Susan Ogle, the new boss. And immediately, to her credit, Susan Ogle swung into action, swept all the problems away. I was refunded the money for repairing the fireplace, which justifies my actions. I was refunded the money for repairing the holes in the kitchen walls, which justifies my actions. And new central heating was arranged in a hurry. It was supposed to be a week, it took 4 weeks. But it did arrive, so the heat pump was got rid of, and because we're in a rural community, they put me on bottled gas, which has basically been a success, although it took them 6 months to finish the job after a lot a lot of chasing up and badgering and complaining. And the last thing they fitted just the other day was, of all things, the safety cabinet. But it was successful. They appeared to have thrown in the towel and stopped playing silly buggers. So with all these things in hand, like new heating, all we had to do then was start working out how to do the job in the spring of repairing the floors. Straightforward, so that's to look forward to. Everything appeared to be fine, so I took all my videos down. Thought, great, we're done. Oh no, of course not. Absolutely, of course not. Homes to Northumberland, as soon as the grown-ups aren't looking anymore, can't resist the temptation to kick the cripple, and they always do. So, come January, the bait and switch came into play. So the robot under the floor disappeared. And what we ended up with is, we're going to tear your living room floor out and your hall floor out. To which I said, gulp, basically. All right, but that's going to take a lot of organisation and planning. And from that point on, January, Louise Landreth stopped answering me emails, and the ones that she did answer, after a lot of chasing up, and a lot, like a month between each one, no information, just stonewalling, giving me the blank, being evasive, total disengagement. So it was looking like I was going to get shafted and done over, until some blabbermouth let slip that they had no intention of touching the repairs on the floor till late summer. So ridiculous. We're discussed over and over and over again in writing, face to face, and meeting after meeting after meeting, what I can do and what I can't do and why. And have indicated several times they write message received, they know, they understand, and yet they still keep hatching plans that are completely detrimental to my health and that I can't engage with. So I said to them, look, you're going to have to do it in May, and you're going to have to be in and out in a week, and we need a risk assessment so that I can obviously live in the house at night while the floor's up. To which they came back to me, oh, we've decided to do the kitchen as well, so you're going to have to move out, which is just preposterous. It's an absurd proposition and a plan that I can't possibly engage with, and they know full well that I can't. So it's a constructive refusal to carry out the work. It's also a bigoted, immature and spiteful act of aggression. I mean, you can't argue over and over again, year in, year out, that everything's a misunderstanding when you get briefed over and over again in writing and verbally. And I think I've even mentioned it on social media before, that what I can and can't do, limited by disability. It's not a choice, but they never ever listen, and they treat everything that I say as if it's a lie. Because when you lie all the time, you see everything everybody else sees as a lie, and that's how they operate. They never tell the truth. They're always hedging their bets. So they think that everything any disabled person says to them is obviously just made up to gain some sort of advantage, because that's how they operate, and they project their morality onto me. So here I am, back on the channel, and what I'm actually doing right now is I'm repairing the floor myself, because I've got no choice. It has to happen at this time of the year. My condition is deteriorating over time, and I don't know if next year or the year after I will be able to do it. So I'm doing it myself, and I'm doing it now. And I can't campaign and make content while I'm doing it. So what I'm going to be doing from this point on is just knocking out a video diary of how the whole thing's going, because it is costing quite a few quid, and it is taking quite a heavy toll on my health. In fact, I've just been for a medical at the clinic, I'm very concerned for the first time about my blood pressure, and they're going to send a blood pressure tester round so they can survey my blood pressure, because they're not happy with it, and that's the first time it's ever happened. And I don't think it's any coincidence that I'm engaged in this project right now. So thanks, Homes for Northumberland. Cheers. Thanks for that. Thanks.